really honestly, Kevin Hart may be the last one who had that to where had a special or something to where everybody could say it.
Now, do you feel like comedians now
Mhm.
have the same like pressures and cultural weight that comedians before have, or is it different? It could be the same but different, or it could be like, nah, the pressure now is a lot harder than.
You know what? I think it may be. I think it's a different type. I think the pressure's still there now because back then it's like you were just trying to figure out a way to be funny and get on. Like everybody had the idea, just all right, let's be funny, be funny. But now you got you got other avenues to be able to be put on. So you got dudes who are doing their own skits, who are shooting their own things, who are self-producing. I feel like the pressure now is trying to get your funny out when everybody has so many options to get their funny. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there's so many comics now with some of the, I guess you can call them old school or stand-ups who kind of hate on the new dudes who are doing internet stuff, but it's like that's their avenue. That's dope. Whatever, if we would have had that coming up, we're doing it now as much as we can. But there's some dudes that they're good at that. That's the thing. I think it's easier to find your lane now, but still trying to jump out and be seen because there's so many people. Like dudes can call themselves comedians now and not necessarily have been on stage, which I don't care. Shoot, make your money. However you get paid, you get paid. But who necessarily haven't been on stage. So to some, they'll be like, well, are you a comedian? But it's like, no, I do skits. Like that's another form of it. Like, yeah, they're doing comedic skits. Like they may not necessarily write material, but they're still semi-directing their own skits, editing their own stuff, producing their own stuff. So, you kind of got to give them their props with that. So I feel like it's still pressure. It's just a different kind because everybody has an option. You can pick and choose what you want now. It's not, you don't have to sit there and wait for a show to come on TV or wait for somebody special. Like you can go to whatever you want. I mean, this special's all over the place. You can find somebody special on anything. I can shoot something and send it to Amazon Prime and say, hey, I got a special on Amazon Prime. And I mean, it's just so much out there now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the pressure of it, trying to appeal, show something different, or at least, speak to your crowd. You don't necessarily have to get everybody to like you now. That's what's dope.
Yeah.
You can find your lane. People can find you now. I mean, it's so I think the pressure is different.
Yeah. I
But it's
know.
still there.
I feel like I watch a lot more comedy now than I ever
Hmm.
have. So
Yeah.
like guys like Josh Johnson, I love Josh Johnson because I
Yeah.
like the style of like cultural commentary
Hmm.
and things like that. But
Hmm.
he just kept popping up in my YouTube feed, and I remember like
Exactly.
clicking on it one day and being like, he's funny. I like him. And then
Right.
now it's always there. Same thing with Nate Jackson. Like, I'm not
Nate.
a big Wildin' Out fan. Like, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
say fan. It's just not something that I don't cut on and say, ooh, let me watch
Ooh, let me go
Wildin' Out.
watch this shit. And you know
But
what? Let me tell you what's so crazy, like about Nate, is that so we did when you were talking about Pleasanton, they had this thing, the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. So it's been going on for years. It's like big name people went through it, worked it, and he ended up. We were there all at the same time. Tony Baker was in now one, Nate was in now one. I'm trying to think of some other people you may know. It was some couple other people who were good names now, but it was funny because Nate kind of had, you can tell even then he was on stuff for social media because that was the MySpace era. And it was funny because that's the first person I ever heard. There was like almost like a little QA thing, and it was dudes talking about, how you get yourself out there. And he was one of the people who was just kind of talking from his point of view. He wasn't necessarily a panelist. He was just in the competition like us, but he was talking about what he does social media wise. And he was like, man, get on Facebook, da-da-da, MySpace is dead. And everybody's just kind of like, I mean, MySpace is hot right now. Like, he's like, nah, it's dead. Like, Facebook is a thing now. So to see how his stuff is just kept growing through social media, it's like, this is what, 15 years ago? He was talking about, MySpace being there, shoot, more than 15 years ago, almost 17, 18. Yeah, like it was a minute ago. So yeah, for him to blow up online, like it wasn't by accident. Like he's always
been
kind of
intentionally
been
knowing.
intentional. Yeah, exactly. And seeing like there's a process to it as opposed to just throwing stuff out there hoping something sticks.
Now, how do you feel like you kind of touched on like how the
Mhm.
internet has changed comedy? being able to get your stuff out there. Do you think that comedy sticks? Like, do you think people digest it and hold on to it like they do Eddie Murphy or Cat Williams or even the Kings of Comedy? Or is it kind of like music where it's like people digesting it so fast that it's almost like McDonald's or Burger King? It's not necessarily filling,
Yeah.
but it's comedy.
I think now, I'm trying to remember the last set tagline people really had. I feel like, really honestly, Kevin Hart may be the last one who had that, to where had a special or something to where everybody could say it. You know, the "oh my God" or "the way my bank account is set up," those things that you remember. I feel like that may have been the last one. Now, like you said, it's just so quick. The cycle is so fast. You remember more stuff off of social media now, to be honest with you. People who do videos and they talk a certain way, like that's kind of what I'll stick. I guess I don't really watch a lot of comics, but just knowing culturally, just in pop culture, you really don't hear anybody quoting a phrase or a catchphrase like they used to. They're like, really, yeah, Hart may have been the last one who had that. So it is going through quicker. I think it's just the attention span, and like I said, the option to be able to see skits online, and you'll know somebody's tagline from what they do on the internet before somebody's material now.
Yeah, that's true. Because I would say Kevin Hart may have had not necessarily the last big special, because of course Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle, people have
yeah,
done stuff, but I think it was the cusp of that era where it's like
yeah.
Netflix wasn't doing specials,
Mhm.
so to get it, you either had to like go to the movies or wait
Yeah,
for it to come on pay-per-view, or however
yeah. However it came out,
however
DVD, it was
it
going to
came,
be.
DVD, bootleg,
Yeah,
Blu-ray, whatever. So
because really the people who have putting specials now, I mean, mostly people are putting their stuff out on YouTube now, because they can monetize it themselves, and that's theirs now, instead of
yeah,
going through. A lot of times you get some people who go through Netflix, but like somebody like Ali Siddiq, Ali puts all his stuff on YouTube because Netflix rejected it. You know what I'm saying? And as
yeah,
good as all of his specials are, I don't necessarily know if any of his tags are what you would say in the pop culture.